Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a tool called the Perspective Warp tool. So often when you take photographs of buildings, there may be some distortion depending on how far you are from the building and the lens that you use. And there were ways to fix this using various types of tools in Photoshop, but Photoshop has created a tool specifically for this called Perspective Warp. So I'm going to go into Photoshop. First thing I want to do is bring up my rulers. So if I go to View, I go down, turn on my rulers, and now I'm going to drag a guide by clicking into the ruler. The left brings up the vertical rulers, the top brings the horizontal ruler. Bring out a ruler, I'm going to drag it over and set that there. And what I want to do is use that to help me figure out when the building's plumb, when it's level. I'm going to grab the top, drag that down, and set that about there. So now I'm ready to start. I'm going to go over to Edit, and I want to use something called Perspective Warp. So the instructions actually pop up on the screen. Click and drag to define planes, snap two or more planes together to define corners. So I'll close that. And I'm going to draw a grid. I'm going to click and drag down and create a grid over the front of the building. Now, what I'm going to do is click the Warp button. And step 2 of 2, move warp pins to manipulate perspective. I'm going to take that pin and drag it, the upper left pin, and drag it. And I want to get the building straight on that edge. And then drag this until I get all of those columns lined up nice and straight. And then I click the Commit button. And that's my Perspective Warp tool.